I truly did not think that I would be experimenting with the Lavaloon Puppet and thinking that it was actually going to be good. Now, I've done several friendly challenges. Let me just explain. Okay, so we've got the new synergy between the new Eternal Tome and the Lavaloon Puppet, so they're invincible for a little while. And then the synergy between the Lavaloon Puppet and the Ice Block spell, which is actually kind of insane. Let me push play. We start off, I'm just testing out what I think are going to be maybe the best armies, right? So obviously we're starting out with a Royal Champion Charge. I know, boo, everything's boring, but that's what is the best thing in the game right now. So that's what we're doing. Now, after I let the Royal Champion die, honestly, I mean, she obviously gets insane value, right? But, okay, there's a few things that you can do with the Ice Block spell at this point in the raid. You can zoom some rocket balloons ahead of your dragons here and then ice block the rocket balloons so that they tank for your dragons. You can let the snotties on the warden, where I haven't put him down yet, but when I do, you can let the snotties go ahead a little bit, and you can also try and ice block the snotties so that they sit and tank for your dragons and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's obviously going to be hard to do that and avoid all of the dragons, so you're going to definitely get some dragons doing that, but the key is not to get all of them, right? Or you can pop the Eternal Tome and the Lavaloon Puppet, and then when the Lavaloon Puppet gets out of the Warden ability, you can use it there. Now, I didn't realize at this point in this raid that I had accidentally sniped every air defense up to this point. So you can see the Rocket Loons sitting and tanking for the dragons there, the monolith that is. Pretty good synergy there, right? Just a few Rocket Loons with an Ice Block spell to tank what would normally wreck one or two dragons there. And then I didn't realize, I thought there would be an air defense that they would fly to, but this is the idea, is that they would fly ahead and then you would ice block them ahead of the Warden and the dragons so that they tank a whole bunch of defenses. But this isn't the worst thing in the world either, right? They're going to still soak a whole bunch of mines and things, and I try to do it here. I actually get it pretty good. I get the Minion Prince as well, but you can see the Lavaloons are tanking the Minion Prince shots, which is what I kind of was looking for. We still have the Minion Prince ability. That's the idea behind this synergy, right? When they get out of the Eternal Tome ability, you ice block them. They continue to tank for your army as it moves forward. I actually think this might be pretty good. I don't want to say it's going to be better than the Rage Gem and a Healing Tome or whatever it is. But that's what we're going to find out, right? Look how many things are left over. We've got a lot of dragons, a lot of loons. Still have a Lavaloon and the pups from the first one that died. Unfortunately, I did my Legend League hits earlier for an army that I'll do later, but I want to show you guys this in friendly challenges because I freaking love the Lavaloon Puppet as a piece of equipment, but it was garbage for a long time. But honestly, maybe the worst equipment. Well, maybe not the worst equipment in the game. All of the puppet ones are usually, but anyway, let's watch a few more replays and see if we can find out if this is just as good or can compete with some of the other Warden abilities. All right, as you can see, I have 199% time fell, but this Lavaloon attack is 3-starring all of my bases really easily. Obviously, Royal Champion's really good. Dragon's really good. Let's push play. I want to show you this replay specifically. This one is where it works out pretty well. I actually did the Spirit Walk like I didn't invis ahead of her to get her to the Town Hall area. I kind of wanted the walk to maybe be less than what it should have been. And so that I could at least show you the strength of the dragons with the Lavaloon Puppet a little bit on this attack. Obviously, she gets to the core eventually. With this many invis spells, you're probably always going to get to the core unless you really screw up and let her die or something. So let me go ahead and speed through the Royal Champion Charge part of this, and I want to show you guys the tricks again with the Rocket Loons and that Ice Block, and then the Lavaloon Puppet this time with a much better showcase of this little trick. Okay, I think I start the rest of the attack now. Pretty sure. So we do get some of the core, not the scary part of the core, right? We get the raged up section there, but we have an Eternal Tome, so not a huge deal. Put the Queen on the other side, and you'll see I put a couple of Rocket Loons down, and then I'm going to ice block those Rocket Loons and put the Stone Slimer behind them so that they're tanking the monolith, and then we can deal with that no problem. And then I'll pop the Eternal Tome. And then when the Lavaloons are out of the Eternal Tome range, or when it wears out like this, we'll go ahead and we'll activate the Ice Block on them. You can see they're tanking Fire Spitter shots. One of them's taking the air defense, and then they soaked up a lot of damage that would otherwise have been focused on the dragons, which is really nice. The Warden ends up going down. I think it was to a mine, or so. I don't really know exactly what killed him, but we're going to end this attack with a minion prince ability that we didn't even use, as well as a bunch of dragons and things left over. And I actually think that this is going to be like usable. This is making the Lavaloon Puppet usable, which it definitely, I mean, I guess anything is kind of usable, but this is where it makes sense, right? Again, the question becomes, is this better than the other equipment? And that, I don't really know if you can say for sure yet. I feel like this attack will get more figured out. People will be better about angling their attack to where they can fly in a better angle and stuff, which is something I don't really do air attacks very much, so I really just don't have a whole lot of experience with. But let's go ahead and I'll show you guys a few more replays because I've got a bunch. Let's actually do one hit live. This is a base that I have not hit yet with this strategy. So I think you definitely don't want to have to fight the sweepers with your Lavaloons. That's one thing I'm kind of learning. And then we've got air defenses that are kind of spread out. I honestly might sacrifice my Spirit Fox and dive the Town Hall with my Royal Champion because I might be able to get 2 air defenses, the Town Hall, and then maybe 1 sweeper. I don't really know exactly yet. Let's try that though. And I will double cycle my invisibility spells right at the start because we will be in range of the Town Hall, and I really just don't want the Spirit Fox to die way earlier than she has to, but she's obviously going to get hit by this bomb right here. Oh. What? Okay, we're going there next. Okay, this is working out really well so far. Wow, this actually worked really well. Like, okay, we've got a dragon, right? Okay, we do have a dragon there cleaning up. Oh my gosh, we're actually going to get the Monolith and the other sweeper too, and maybe the Fire Spitter. Yeah, Royal Champion's pretty good. Okay, we'll go ahead and just single cycle from here on out since the Royal Champion or the Spirit Fox is pretty much dead. We'll let the Spirit Fox die there. I don't really know exactly where to start with my... We're going to just start with the Queen there. I didn't need to hit an air defense because I kind of want one on the back end that the Lavaloons will travel to. And I've been just using a Stone Slammer. I don't really know if that's the best way to do this. When we get closer to this air defense up here, I'll go ahead and send these Rocket Loons down, and then we'll ice block some of them. But I want to make sure we get a little bit closer first, right? Okay, well, that was maybe really far ahead. Let's just pop the Eternal Tome now. We're going to have these Lavaloon Puppet go to the this air defense first, and then when that's dead, we'll be able to ice block them on top of this other air defense. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe not. Okay, we're going to ice block that one now. Ah, it worked. We got one more ice block too, by the way, that we can use if we want. Let's ice block this one again. That's kind of what we want to tank. And when that single Inferno is targeting my minion prince is probably when I'll invis everything over there. Actually, we might be able to invis that Lava Hound too, or Lavaloon Puppet. Nope, okay. But the death damage gets the air defense down. Let's go ahead and put some cleanup right over here. Minion prince hits a mine, of course. Wait, why did that mine only do that much? Is it not upgraded all the way? Yeah, look at this. Crushed. I kind of like it. It's a lot of fun. It's always fun to use this stuff that's not used very much. And you can definitely say it's useful now, where otherwise you were like almost swagging in a piece of equipment before, but now you're actually seeing a benefit to the Lavaloon, but like they're invincible for a while, which they definitely weren't before, and now they can sit and tank an air defense for 7 seconds 2 different times if you want to. So that's kind of the idea behind tanking for your dragons with the Lavaloon Puppet and the other stuff. The pros and cons, though. So if you have the Healing Tome, let's say you have the Healing Tome and the Eternal Tome, do these blot out enough damage to make it worth it? If you lose a few dragons because you don't have the Eternal or the Healing Tome, but I don't know, it's hard to weigh the differences, right? You almost have to do the exact same attack and have it go the exact same way, which is so hard to replicate with a Royal Champion charge that long. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this actually going to become more meta? Is this just kind of a fun trick? I mean, it does seem pretty good, right? There is some use to the Lavaloon Puppet now. Whether or not it's actually really good, I guess we'll just kind of have to wait and see what you guys think. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I'm not going to give you my opinion. It's broken. It's absolutely broken. Nerf it, please.